Welcome to the channel. Pain the Batoot here with another Tarkov task guide, and it is one of my most hated task guides for tasks for Tarkov, and it's a Jaeger task. Now this video has been updated for how I found this task in patch 15, the latest patch, but it's a reserve task. You have to do it on reserve, and it's a task here for Jaeger. So it's called Pest Control. And the reason I don't like this task is it's so goddamn arbitrary sometimes. So one thing I don't like about it is it's like Long Road on Lighthouse. Sometimes you'll get oodles of scavs and sometimes you'll get none or one. I've tried going in cursed, which is going in with just a shotgun and shells in my pockets because I have the unheard version, so I have bigger pockets. No body armor, no rig. That's tagged in curse. And what that is supposed to do is get the scavs to come right at you. Well, I've gone in a number of times, and only a couple of times have they ever sort of stampeded towards me. So I stopped doing that because I didn't find, other than having no body armor to be able to, you almost have to go in with a backpack, put your body armor in the backpack. That'll trigger the tag and cursed. Deal with the scavs. If you run into a player, throw the body armor on. That's kind of all you can do. But it's tough because, like I said, the game sometimes has really will screw up and will give you hardly any scavs, and sometimes there's overwhelming scavs, which is what I had in mind. I'll be tagging on the video of me completing the task. I did it at night, which I find a little bit better to do because you can't be sniped from above up by the dome as easy unless they have a thermal. But this time I got just scav after scav after scav coming at me, even though I spawned in and I couldn't see any scavs. Kind of spent some time opening boxes and looting stuff, even though I didn't bring in a backpack when I'm doing a task like this, mainly because I want to be able to use I typically will use the sewer manhole, which you can't exfil out of that with a backpack. I guess I could bring it in, fill it up, and then dump it, but then I'd be so pissed off that I was losing stuff that I would screw it up. So just to focus totally on the task, I don't wear a backpack, and then in this case, I went in with an Uzi, and with AP 6.3 rounds and a bunch of normal rounds because you can only buy so many. And I got all kinds of scavs coming at me. It was strange. Unfortunately, you can't see it so well. I'll have to the gameplay part. I'll have to adjust the chroma on it and brightness so you can see it when I tag it onto the end of this. But yeah, this is again not a task that I like doing because of having to fend off players, which can be a problem. Having to compete with players to kill scavs. Having the fact that no scavs will appear sometimes, and also where you kill them also makes a difference, which is frustrating. So it's kind of changed the description that used to be around. It used to be around the helicopter. So now it says eliminate scavs inside the main barracks on reserve. Okay, well at least that's accurate because before it used to be, or maybe it says it here. No, no. No, it used to talk about in the last or other patches about being around the helicopter. So the thing is, I would shoot a scav coming out of the helicopter, and you'd get 0 credit for it in previous patches. Well, now they're specifying it has to be around inside the main barracks, which I guess is an improvement. Plus, I think it used to be 15 and now it's only 10. That's also an improvement. But let me pop up the map here. So what we're talking about, you probably recognize the map here somewhat. This is the dome up here anyways. And this is the helicopter that's in the middle of the square. Pretty recognizable. Then you have black pawn and white pawn. So task only says main barracks. So what qualifies as a main barracks? I don't know. But I've always done it either being inside black pawn or inside white pawn. So my frustration is I've shot scavs in this area and got no credit for them. But I did shoot a guy sort of in that area, if you can see my little mouse pointer here, and I got credit for it. So it seems to be that you have to be in this. This is actually describing some kind of road or something, but they have to be there, or these are the bushes along the front. I used to sometimes sit in the bushes, and if you could get them between the bushes and the building, you could get credit for it. I shot one guy out here on the road and got credit for it, but normally, and in this case of me, and the sorry, my throat's a bit rough, and the gameplay, the footage I'm going to show you, I was inside the black pawn building, and the picture of the pawn is on the outside of the building, so it's easy enough for you to recognize it. But I just went into the black pawn build. I started off, ran over, started off, where was it? Someplace around in this area, came through, went into the building, sat there, and in the stairwell where the doorways are to go out into the parade ground, just sitting there, no scavs, no nothing. But I did have somebody take a shot at me, so I'm like, okay. Because Gluhar is also on this map with his um, bodyguards, so you could end up with a boss battle because he hangs around these particular um, these barracks. So I thought maybe that's Gluhar taking a shot at me. So I came out this side of this building, went over and was here along the fence, and then I heard somebody shooting. So there was another player around, but he ran away because I never did encounter him again. But went in the doorway here and then just sat in the stairwell. And eventually, halfway through the raid, suddenly, out of nowhere, I'm getting in the basically a shitload of scavs showed up. So I just started shooting them, and healing and repacking my mags, and I eventually got 10 in one raid, which is unusual to get that many scavs coming into the building at one time, but they came for some reason. So I did get it completed. Yippee, yayo, cow patty. Um, but let's see here if any of these other maps are any particular better. But there's the helicopter. These are just black pawn. And you note there's a pawn on the end of it. This is white pawn. You know there's a pawn on the end of it, a white pawn. So yes. And again, this is kind of showing you that you can PMC can spawn right in the building. And these are spawns, scavs, spawns here. So that's what you're worrying about. There's where Gluhart can come in. So anyways, yeah, let's see, hide all. So let's see, let me, quest related, okay. Black pawn, white pawn again, and then, sorry, after I got done there, I ran along the back here, all the way, sorry, past these buildings, and then over here to where the sewer manhole extraction is. Let me see if I can put this here. Okay, not really showing it in this map. Here, that's a marker spot. That's that. No, it's not showing it on this map at all. But let me go down here a bit. Jeez. Okay. Oh, I just do reserve. That's what I'm looking for. Reserve. There we go. So Glukar can be there with his buddies. And I just hung around the buildings until I finally managed to get out. Didn't go underground, didn't do anything else. Yeah, the underground can be very confusing here, but this is kind of another map, different orientation. There's the dome up here. This is White Pond. This is Black Pond. The helicopter would be sitting here. And you have to try to get the SCAVs to come into these buildings and kill them there. Good luck, because it's not an easy task. That's what I said. I do not like it. And what do you get out of it? 7,400 XP. The Jaeger rep's the only thing of any value to me at all. But that's how I did it. If you want to see my loadout. Okay, so just an Uzi. I traded a wrench for this. This I picked off somebody else. Same with the helmets in the top. I used AP 6.3 because I have level 2 of Peacekeeper unlocked, so I just bought them off him. I do have a decent stash of USD, so I just bought the AP. You can go on the flea and get the AP, and you can get the slightly better ammunition for a 9mm gun, but I just bought these. So 252 again, yes. No, I've already purchased too much. Let's see, 50. No, that deal. Oh God, and power. And Windex. Okay. And that's all I can buy at the moment, but that's fine. So I just basically used good old Uzi, friend of. I'm just filling this back up because I will be going back in. I did end up collecting a bunch more grenades than I actually needed and a wallet. There we go. There we go. I do have my keys bound. You see they're 5/5 here, so if I hit 5, it'll use the first aid kit, and then it'll use the tourniquet. So you can find lots of videos around from people who have done that. And I think I'm going to get another 40-round mag off him. Okay, flea market. Uzi. And this is just the regular Uzi. It's not the Pro. So I didn't get the 50-round mag because it won't fit into. I've used the 50-round mag. It's actually quite good on with the Uzi, but it's just not. It's just not. You can't get it in. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you can't get it into the into anything except for maybe an alpha with a 3, because it takes up 3 spaces. But anyways, so that is it for this video about completing pest control. Good luck. It is frustrating as hell. But I will be, at the end of this talking section, I'm going to be tagging on my actual gameplay, and you can see what and how I handled this task. All right. Thanks.